God says, my child, there is something you were never meant to carry alone, a truth that heaven has just witnessed, a confession that has shaken the silence of the unseen world. Someone close to your soulmate has spoken words so dark, so heavy, that even the angels pause to listen. This confession, my child, is not of weakness, but of wickedness, a crime born of jealousy, hidden behind love, and wrapped in deceit. For too long, your heart has been restless without knowing why. You have felt the waves of sorrow without a visible storm. You have seen your soulmate's eyes dim, their voice tremble, and their energy shift in ways that made no earthly sense. That was not your imagination, my child. It was a whisper from heaven, a warning from my spirit that something beneath the surface was deeply wrong. The one who confessed was close, too close. Someone your soulmate trusted, someone who walked beside them with a smile but carried envy inside. They did not just commit a crime of the body, but of the soul. They tried to destroy what I, the Lord, had destined to bloom. Their actions sent ripples of darkness into your soulmate's life, pulling them further away from the light that connects both your hearts. But now, my child, the truth has begun to surface. For when a sin is too loud, it can no longer hide in the shadows. The one who did this has spoken, not to you, not to your soulmate, but to the winds of consequence. They confessed because their spirit could no longer bear the weight of guilt. Heaven heard it. I heard it. And now, it is time for divine justice to move. You may not yet know the name, but your spirit has already sensed it. There is a face that unsettles you. There is a presence that feels heavy, even when it pretends to smile. That, my child, is the energy of the confession. Your soul recognizes betrayal before your mind does. It is because I have planted my discernment within you. A knowing that cannot be deceived by charm or falsehood. Your soulmate has been living under the cloud of this sin, confused, haunted, and unable to find peace. They have been fighting battles they cannot name, pushed into decisions they did not choose. The person who confessed was not just a sinner, they were a manipulator. They whispered lies. They turned truth into poison. They tried to rewrite destiny itself. Yet nothing escapes my watchful eyes. The same lips that once deceived now tremble in guilt. The same hands that worked against divine union now shake under the weight of confession. For I am a God of truth, and every lie must fall before me. Listen closely, my child, this confession is the first crack in the wall that kept your blessings trapped. The darkness is breaking. The chains that bound your soulmate's spirit are weakening. Everything hidden is now being forced into light, and soon, the truth will be undeniable. You may wonder why I allowed this to happen. Why I did not stop this person sooner. But understand, my child, I move in divine timing. There are lessons that must unfold, not to harm you, but to strengthen the foundation of your destiny. Your soulmate needed to see truth through pain, to learn what love is not, so they could recognize the sacred bond one planted between you both. The one who confessed thought their power was strong. They believed they could bury truth beneath fear. But guilt, my child, is a storm that no heart can silence. It grows, it pounds, it consumes until even the most stubborn soul falls to its knees. And that is what happened. The confession came from the breaking point, a moment when the soul could no longer resist divine light. Your soulmate, though unaware of this confession in the physical realm, is beginning to sense it. Their dreams have turned restless. Their heart feels the pull of truth. They cannot explain it, but something in their spirit is waking up. They are starting to see the mask fall from those around them. Soon, their eyes will open completely, and they will see who has been harming them under the disguise of care. Do not rush to reveal or confront, my child. This is a divine unveiling, not a human confrontation. The truth will not need your effort, it will reveal itself. The one who confessed has already triggered the chain of justice. The words they spoke cannot be undone, and the energy they released cannot be pulled back. Their own confession has become the weapon that will dismantle their deception. You, my beloved, must remain still and grounded in faith. Do not let anger or fear pollute your peace. Remember, I am the judge. I am the witness. And I am also your defender. What was meant to harm you will turn into the key that sets you free. Every tear you shed was recorded. Every silent prayer you made in confusion has reached me. You did not lose, you were being protected. The crime committed was not only against your soulmate but against divine destiny itself. They interfered with sacred timing, manipulated choices, and caused unnecessary pain. But I am rewriting it now. Every delay is becoming preparation. Every heartbreak is becoming strength. Every false relationship, every betrayal, every lie. I am using it all to build a new beginning grounded in truth and divine purity. My child, I see the questions in your heart. Who is it, Lord? Who did this? You do not need to chase names, for revelation comes in divine order. When the moment arrives, you will feel it in your spirit, a sudden knowing, a peaceful confirmation, not driven by rage but by clarity. That is how truth from heaven feels, calm, undeniable, sacred. Do not fear the darkness, for it has already begun to destroy itself. The one who confessed is now trapped in the web they created. Their lies are unraveling, their alliances crumbling. Those who stood with them will begin to withdraw. You will watch everything fall apart not because you wished it, but because my justice demands it. I want you to understand this, my child, forgiveness is your freedom. Justice is mine. Do not carry bitterness for what was done. You are being elevated above their reach. You are not a victim. You are chosen to be the instrument through which light exposes darkness. Your calmness will confuse your enemies. Your silence will declare victory. Even now, angels surround your soulmate. Healing energy flows toward them, breaking confusion, restoring memory, softening the hardened parts of their heart. They will soon feel drawn to truth, to peace, to you. The spiritual cords of deception are being cut one by one. And when the final one breaks, you will feel it, a sudden release, like a breath you didn't know you were holding. That will be the moment the confession completes its purpose. You have waited long, my child, and I have seen your patience. You were misunderstood, judged, and blamed for things you did not do. But I kept you hidden in plain sight, because I was working behind the scenes. Now, the time for revelation has come. The veil is lifting. The truth is no longer buried. It is being spoken, confessed, exposed. Do not fear what comes next. What looks like destruction is actually deliverance. What seems like loss is preparation for restoration. I am orchestrating everything for your highest good. And as this confession ripples through your soulmate's life, know this: nothing that belongs to you can be stolen. I am the keeper of promises. Soon, you will see tears, not of pain, but of realization. Your soulmate will understand the depth of manipulation that kept them bound. They will remember your purity, your loyalty, your love. They will seek forgiveness, not just from you but from me. And when they do, my child, do not harden your heart. Receive them with the same compassion I have shown you. For only love can heal what sin destroyed. This is the beginning of the end of deception. The first act of divine exposure. Heaven has already moved, the confession has already been made. And the countdown to truth has begun. Stay in prayer. Stay in faith. For in a few days, signs will appear. You will see patterns change, communication shift, and hidden things start to reveal themselves effortlessly. The time of spiritual blindness is over. Justice has awakened. And I, your God, am watching over you and your soulmate, cleansing, restoring, and preparing the path for reunion under truth. Be still, my child. For what I am about to reveal will set both your souls free. The night may look peaceful, my child, but there are unseen shadows that move quietly around your soulmate's life. These shadows are not mere figures, they are energies, people wearing masks of love while hiding intentions of control, deceit, and envy. For too long, your soulmate has been surrounded by voices that speak sweetly but breathe poison beneath their words. They claim to care. They act as protectors. But deep in their hearts, they do not wish to see your soulmate free. Their joy depends on your soulmate's confusion. Their strength thrives on manipulation. They weave stories, twist truths, and pretend to be the light, yet their motives are rooted in jealousy of what I created between you and your beloved soul. You see, my child, true love carries a vibration too pure for corrupted hearts to stand near. When I chose you and your soulmate to be bound by divine purpose, I made your bond a light strong enough to heal generations. But that same light has drawn envy. It has disturbed those whose hearts are chained to darkness. And so, they conspired, quietly, subtly, to separate, to confuse, and to destroy what I had written in heaven. One among them, the very one who has now confessed, became the leader of this deceit. They watched your soulmate with jealousy disguised as care. They whispered doubts about you. They painted lies so convincingly that your soulmate began to question the very truth their heart once felt so clearly. This person was close, a friend, a relative, or perhaps someone who pretended to be a guide. They entered your soulmate's life during a season of weakness, when pain made them vulnerable. They offered comfort but secretly planted fear. They promised protection but subtly built walls. Every word they spoke carried a hidden motive. To keep your soulmate from returning to the light of love that I placed in you. Your soulmate's confusion was not born from their heart, it was planted by deception. They were not evil, only lost. For months, perhaps years, they have been walking in circles, led by advice that seemed wise but was rooted in manipulation. That is why they have struggled to make decisions, why they doubted your love, why they drifted without peace. This is what I meant, my child, when I said that the crime committed was not just of flesh, but of spirit. It was a crime of influence, of turning truth into a weapon. The confessor manipulated divine timing. They interfered with the sacred flow of love meant to heal both your lives. They feared the power of your connection because your love carried my energy. It could break curses, heal wounds, and awaken destinies. But envy is a silent poison. It hides behind smiles. It wears kindness as a cloak. The confessor thought they were smarter than heaven. They believed they could twist destiny, but now their own words have betrayed them. My child, your soulmate was never blind, they were bound. They sensed something was wrong, but guilt, fear, and confusion clouded their judgment. They began to isolate. They stopped trusting their own heart. They felt watched, controlled, manipulated, but they could not name why. That's how deep the deception ran. The confessor spoke lies in the language of care. They said, I'm only protecting you. They said, don't go back to that person. They said, you don't need them anymore. But every word came from fear of losing control, not love. And slowly, your soulmate's spirit began to suffocate. But now, my light is breaking through. The confession that came forth was not accidental, it was triggered by divine truth pressing on the conscience. No matter how thick the mask, when I decide to reveal, no human can hide. The one who confessed could no longer sleep. Night after night, guilt whispered louder than pride. Their lies began to turn against them. The energy they sent out returned tenfold. Their mind became restless, their heart burdened. And finally, unable to bear the weight of divine justice, they spoke, words they thought no one heard, but heaven did. The angels witnessed it. They wrote every word in the book of truth. And now, that confession is working like fire, cleansing, exposing, burning away the darkness that once controlled your soulmate's world. You may not see it with your eyes yet, but change has already begun. Relationships in your soulmate's life are starting to shift. People who once seemed loyal will begin to distance themselves. Secrets will slip through careless tongues. Messages will be exposed. Faces will show their true colors. The divine energy of truth cannot be stopped once released. It will travel through every lie until it reaches the heart of your soulmate. Do not be surprised if your soulmate begins to act differently. They may feel confused at first, emotional, even angry. That is the reaction of a spirit awakening from manipulation. But in that turmoil, my truth is working. Every tear they shed is washing away illusion. Every sleepless night is a sign of the heart remembering what it once knew, the purity of your love. You, my child, have felt the same energy too. The strange heaviness in your chest, the sudden sadness, the restless nights, those were the ripples of your soulmate's pain touching your spirit. You are connected by divine design, so when they suffer, you feel it too. But now, as the truth unfolds, you will begin to feel release. The air around you will grow lighter. Your dreams will become clearer. That is how you will know the shadows are losing control. The one who confessed will try to hide now. They will pretend nothing happened. But guilt will not let them rest. Their lies are breaking apart from within. Even their allies will begin to question them. The same mouth that once manipulated others will now reveal their own downfall. They cannot escape what they have released. And while this happens, my child, I am guiding your soulmate through awakening. I am surrounding them with protection, clarity, and remembrance. They will begin to recall moments, things that didn't add up, words that didn't feel right, feelings they once ignored. And soon, realization will strike, that the person they trusted most was the one who chained them in confusion. Do not rush to say, "I told you so." Do not seek revenge. Your peace is the proof that I am in control. You are not meant to fight this battle with words but with faith. When the truth finally reaches your soulmate, it will break them, yes, but it will also heal them. For only through truth can genuine love rise again. The shadows thought they could bury you, but they forgot that seeds grow when buried. You were not being destroyed, you were being planted. Every painful delay, every rejection, every silence. I was using it to deepen your roots, to strengthen your spirit, to prepare you for the reunion that cannot be broken again. The one who confessed may face loss, isolation, or public exposure. That is not your concern. Justice will serve itself. But remember, my child, even they are my creation. Pray not for their destruction, but for their repentance. For when you forgive, you free your soul from their energy. There will be a day soon, very soon, when your soulmate will come to you, humbled and transformed. They will say, "I see it now. I finally understand." Their voice will tremble not from fear, but from awakening. They will apologize for the pain, for believing lies, for walking away. And you, my child, will feel a peace deeper than any revenge could ever give. Because the truth is this, no one can separate what I have joined. They can delay it, they can confuse it, but destiny always wins. Love born from my spirit cannot die. It only transforms through trials. So do not fear the shadows anymore. They are fading. The light of truth is rising, and no mask can stand against it. The confession was the beginning, but the exposure is near. Stay grounded. Pray. Rest. For you are walking into the season of revelation, where hidden enemies fall and divine love rises unshaken. My child, your patience has not been in vain. You have walked through the valley of betrayal, but you never lost your faith. That is why I chose you to witness this moment, to see darkness expose itself and watch love be reborn in divine truth. Be at peace, for everything that was done in secret is being undone in light. The shadow's time is over. The dawn of truth has begun. The moment of exposure, my child, is unlike anything the heart can prepare for. It does not arrive with loud thunder or chaos, it arrives quietly, like a light piercing through the last layer of night. You will feel it first, not in your eyes but in your spirit. It will come as a stillness, a moment when you suddenly know without being told. That is how divine revelation works, it speaks through peace that no lie can imitate. The one who confessed has triggered something they cannot control. When truth escapes the lips of the guilty, it becomes a living force, it travels, it echoes, it finds its way into every hidden place. And now, that force has begun to move. My child, what was once sealed in secrecy is now being carried by the current of divine justice. Nothing can silence it anymore. The walls that protected deceit are falling. The people who once defended the liar will begin to question. Words will be repeated accidentally, stories will contradict, hidden evidence will resurface. Conversations once private will reach the ears of those who need to hear them. That is how my truth works. It multiplies on its own until the entire web of deception unravels. Your soulmate has already begun to sense it. There is a trembling in their heart, a confusion that is no longer caused by manipulation but by realization. They are beginning to remember moments, small, seemingly unimportant details, that now carry new meaning. The puzzle pieces are shifting, aligning under divine light. And as that happens, the false image they were shown begins to crumble before their eyes. They will feel shock, anger, sorrow, a flood of emotions they cannot explain. The person they trusted, the one who stood closest, is being revealed as the source of their deepest pain. Imagine a heart realizing that its comfort was actually its cage. That is what your soulmate is facing now. But do not fear, my child, for even in their pain, I am with them. Their tears are cleansing, not destroying. Their awakening is the breaking of chains. Soon, truth will manifest in physical form. Signs, messages, confessions, documents, or unexpected words from others. You will not have to chase them, they will come to you. For I am the orchestrator of divine timing, and when I move, everything aligns effortlessly. The one who confessed now feels the weight of exposure pressing upon them. They thought their secret words would vanish in the dark, but now, their own actions return like an echo too loud to silence. Their eyes dart in fear, their spirit trembles with anxiety. They are haunted not by you, not by revenge, but by truth itself. Guilt has become their prison. I tell you this not to feed anger, but to remind you of my justice. You do not need to expose anyone. I am already doing it. You need only to stay in alignment, to let your peace be louder than their chaos. For every lie they spoke against you, I will return sevenfold in clarity. Every plot they made against your love will now become the foundation of your elevation. The energy around your soulmate is shifting visibly. They may start to withdraw from certain people, cut off sudden friendships, or distance themselves without explanation. They will not understand why, but their soul will, because I am purifying their circle. Anyone who played a part in deception will be removed, whether they choose to or not. The divine cannot allow the next chapter of destiny to be built on corrupted ground. My child, your prayers have power beyond what you can imagine. Every time you cried and whispered, Lord, show the truth, heaven recorded it. Those prayers are now manifesting. They are the reason the confession happened. They are the reason the truth is surfacing now. Never doubt the strength of a heart that remains faithful even in silence. You may have felt unheard, but I was listening all along. There will be a moment, soon, when your soulmate will hear something, a conversation, a message, or an undeniable sign. And it will pierce through every illusion. It will be the turning point. That is when their world will split into before truth and after truth. They will see your face in their memory, not as the one who hurt them, but as the one who loved them purely, the one who always stood in light. Their spirit will ache with regret. They will remember every word you spoke, every time you reached out in love, every time you chose patience over anger. And they will know, you were never the enemy. The real enemy was the whisper in their ear, the deceiver in their circle, the one who confessed only when my hand pressed upon their guilt. Do not fear this process, even if it seems painful. Exposure is not destruction, it is liberation. Before something can be healed, it must be revealed. Before light can enter, darkness must be named. I am not tearing lives apart, I am rebuilding them upon truth. What feels like chaos is actually clarity being born. I know your heart, my child. I know you long to see justice, but more than that, you long for peace. And I promise you, peace is coming. But it will come through revelation, not revenge. Your silence will speak louder than accusation. Your grace will disarm guilt. Your strength will prove that you were always protected by something far greater than human defense. The name of the one who confessed will soon reach your awareness, not through gossip, but through divine confirmation. You will feel it first, before you hear it. Your heart will calm, not rage, when you recognize the truth. That is how you'll know the revelation is real. Do not act in haste. Let the divine plan complete its course. The same God who revealed the confession will reveal the name, the reason, and the outcome, all in perfect timing. I am moving swiftly, my child. The days ahead will bring shifts. Sudden conversations, changes in behavior, unexpected apologies, and moments that seem divinely orchestrated. You may receive messages you did not expect. You may encounter truths that shock you. But do not fear, every new truth is a door opening to your freedom. Your soulmate will begin to come forward with truth of their own. Their voice may tremble. They may say, I didn't know who to trust anymore. They will admit how lost they felt, how easily they were influenced. And when they do, remember, forgiveness is stronger than blame. You are not being called to punish, you are being called to heal. There will be a powerful moment when both your hearts will stand in the same light. No lies, no shadows, just truth. That is when the divine bond will begin to restore itself. I have already ordained that moment. It is not far. The more you remain at peace, the faster it arrives. For truth moves freely through hearts that are still and trusting. And to the one who confessed, their journey is now one of correction. Their worldly pride will collapse, their influence will dissolve, and their false image will shatter. But know this, my child, they are not being destroyed, They are being stripped of illusion so they too may find redemption. My justice is never cruel, it is cleansing. Even in punishment, I give opportunities to repent. When truth fully emerges, people will finally see who you are. Not through your defense, but through my light upon you. Those who doubted you will feel convicted in their hearts. Those who spread lies will fall silent. And your name, once whispered in deceit, will now be spoken in respect. That is how I restore my chosen ones, not through revenge, but through revelation. Hold your peace in this time. Guard your energy. Speak less, pray more. You are walking through sacred ground, the unraveling of deception and the awakening of destiny. Every tear you've shed has watered the soil for your breakthrough. You are about to witness the fruit of faith, patience, and love. This is the hour of divine exposure. The darkness that once surrounded your soulmate is scattering. They will soon stand alone in the light, raw, real, and ready for healing. When they do, be the light that reminds them who they are, not what they've been through. My child, I have not forgotten you. I have seen your loneliness, your waiting, your endless wondering if this pain would ever make sense. It makes sense now, for without this exposure, truth could not reign. And without truth, love cannot survive. Soon, you will stand in the place I promised, where no deceit can touch you, and no lie can find a home near your heart. The storm is ending. The night is breaking. The truth is rising like the first dawn after years of darkness. Do not look back. What was meant to destroy has become your testimony. What was meant to confuse has become your crown. The exposure is not the end, my child. It is the beginning of freedom, healing, and divine justice that can never be reversed. The night after your tears had dried upon your pillow, heaven began to move again. You did not see it with your eyes, but you could feel it, the quiet trembling in the air, the gentle pulse beneath your skin, the way your heart suddenly grew still for no reason at all. It was not fear this time. It was a divine hush. Because I, your God, had stepped into the scene you could not control. The same scene that had been filled with confusion, betrayal, and shadows. I entered it with light, not the light that blinds, but the one that gently exposes. The light that reaches beneath silence and makes truth unfold without force. Your soulmate had spent sleepless nights too. They sat in the dim corner of their room, head in their hands, unable to breathe beneath the weight of guilt that wasn't even theirs. Someone close to them, someone they trusted with their deepest secrets, had confessed a crime so dark, so hidden, that it changed the shape of their soul. When that confession escaped the criminal's lips, it came out not as words, but as chains falling. Chains that had bound your soulmate for months, even years, without them knowing. For your soulmate had been spiritually imprisoned by another's darkness. They carried shame that wasn't theirs, pain that wasn't born of their own actions. And now, my child, I am showing you why I let that moment come. It was not to break them. It was to break the curse. You see, sometimes the truth must rise like thunder before peace can reign. Sometimes the darkness must cry out its own name before the light can silence it. This confession was that cry. And when it happened, the veil that blinded your soulmate was torn apart. They saw the face of betrayal. They saw how someone near them, someone they called friend, family, or partner, had been the true source of the suffering between you two. That person had whispered lies. They had tampered with fate, twisted conversations, and manipulated emotions. They did it not because they loved, but because they envied. They couldn't bear the light that you and your soulmate carried when your souls came close. So they poisoned it. They set traps with their tongue and prayed you'd both fall. But I, the Lord, do not let love that is pure be destroyed by deceit forever. I allowed the storm to rage only so the mud could clear. I let the serpent speak only so its hiss could reveal its hiding place. When your soulmate heard the confession, they didn't scream. They didn't curse. They wept. Because sometimes, truth hurts before it heals. But as those tears fell, I was right beside them. And every tear that touched their skin washed away one more lie. My child, you have wondered why your heart still aches for them. Why even after all that happened, your spirit still feels tethered to theirs. It is because your souls were never broken. They were buried under deception, waiting for my divine hands to uncover them again. And that uncovering is happening now. The confession was the beginning, not the end. In the hours that followed, I sent my angels to surround your soulmate. I placed peace in their chest where panic used to live. I whispered forgiveness into their mind, not so they would forget the wound, but so they could walk free of it. And I began the same work in you, the soft, unseen restoration of trust, hope, and divine connection. Do not rush, my child. This kind of healing does not come with fireworks. It comes like dawn, slowly, softly, yet certainly. You may still feel distant from your soulmate right now, but spiritually, your hearts are drawing closer than they have been in a long time. Because truth is magnetic to love. Every revelation brings you nearer. Every exposure of darkness makes your bond shine clearer. Your soulmate will soon reach out, not in pride or confusion, but in humility. They will tell you that they finally understand. They will confess not their crime, but their blindness. They will say, I should have seen through them sooner. And you will hear in their voice the sound of a heart that has returned home. Do not reject them when that day comes. You are not being asked to forget the pain, only to let me rewrite it into purpose. Because I am the God who turns betrayal into wisdom, accusation into armor, and broken trust into the foundation of unshakable love. The person who confessed their crime has not escaped my justice. Do not worry about revenge, my child. What they have done has already set a divine process in motion. Their soul will face the mirror of their actions. Their nights will be long until repentance visits them. You, however, must not stay chained to their darkness. Walk in light. Speak peace. Let your heart know that vengeance is mine, not yours. Soon, signs will appear, small yet sacred. You will notice your dreams shifting. You will see feathers, numbers, and sudden gusts of wind that feel alive. These are not coincidences. They are my angels confirming that truth has triumphed, that your destiny is being realigned. When you feel that warmth in your chest again, that quiet knowing that your soulmate still loves you, trust it. It is not a trick of emotion, it is the echo of what I am rebuilding. Your connection is not ordinary. It is spiritual warfare wrapped in divine purpose. That is why the enemy fought so hard to divide you. But now that the truth is out, there is no weapon left that can prosper. The confession has shaken everything, but it has also freed everything. And soon, your soulmate will rise stronger, purer, and ready to stand beside you again, not in confusion, but in clarity. They will know who you are to them. They will know what I meant when I placed your name side by side in the book of life. Until that time, remain still, my child. Do not speak in anger. Do not dig into the past trying to prove your worth. Your silence now is your strength. Let me speak on your behalf through signs, through timing, through miracles that no one will be able to deny. Your story is not ending in exposure, it is beginning in restoration. And when all is revealed before the world, they will say, how did they survive that? And the answer will be simple, because you had faith even when truth cut deep. Because you trusted that my light would not only reveal what was wrong but heal what was wounded. The name of the criminal may shake hearts on earth, but it does not shake my plans in heaven. I knew every plot before it was formed, and I allowed it only so that the purity of your love could emerge untainted, unbreakable, divine. The night is almost over, my child. The dawn of truth is beginning to color your horizon. Stay close to me. Keep your heart open, for the next chapter will not be about pain, it will be about promise. My child. The night that once seemed endless is finally breaking. The clouds that gathered above your soul are slowly parting, and through their silent retreat, the first soft rays of divine light are touching your life again. You can feel it, not with your eyes, but deep in your spirit. That familiar warmth that once felt lost has begun to return, quietly, gently, like the whisper of dawn after a long storm. Do you see now why I allowed all of this? Do you understand why the confession had to come, why your soulmate had to walk through the shadow, and why you had to stand in stillness? It was not punishment, it was purification. You were both being prepared, refined by truth, separated from illusions that once ruled your hearts. For too long, the love between you and your soulmate was surrounded by voices that were not mine, lies, envy, manipulation, fear. Those voices tried to convince you that love had died. But love does not die when it is divine, it only goes silent until truth makes it safe again to speak. Now, truth has spoken. And because of that, everything begins anew. Your soulmate, once broken and confused, is awakening in spirit. They are remembering what your presence feels like, the peace that settles inside them when they think of you, the calm that no one else has ever given. They are realizing that the pain was never caused by love, but by those who feared it. And as they open their eyes to this, I am opening their heart to you again. There will come a moment soon, my child, when your phone will light up with a message you did not expect. Their name will appear. And as your hands tremble, you will hear my voice in your heart saying, "Do not be afraid. This is the moment I promised." They will not reach out with pride or ego this time. Their tone will be gentle, repentant, almost sacred. They will speak from a place of truth, not confusion. They will tell you that they have finally understood what you meant, what you carried, what you endured in silence. They will tell you about the darkness that surrounded them and how it finally confessed. They will speak of tears, regret, and awakening. Listen with your spirit, not your wounds. Because in that moment, you will not just be hearing them, you will be hearing me, speaking through them. You will feel peace, even before they finish their words. Because you will know that it is I who orchestrated this meeting, this conversation, this divine timing. You waited not in vain, my child. You waited because I was working. And while you thought nothing was moving, I was aligning everything, hearts, minds, circumstances, places, and timing. I was softening what was hard, exposing what was hidden, healing what was broken. Now I am turning the page. The season of silence is ending. The chapter of exposure has served its purpose. The time of restoration begins. But I must tell you something deeply sacred, my beloved one. Restoration is not about returning to what was, it is about creating something that has never been before. When your soulmate returns, it will not be to the old version of your love. That love carried fear and misunderstandings. I have destroyed those layers. What I am building now is a union born in truth, built on trust, protected by divine light. This is why I call it a divine partnership, not a mere relationship. Because its foundation is spiritual, not emotional. Its strength is eternal, not temporary. Your soulmate will look at you and feel a depth they never noticed before, an energy that radiates peace. They will sense my presence around you, and something in them will bow, not to you, but to the light I have placed within you. You will speak few words, yet they will understand everything. Because when souls are aligned by heaven, silence becomes its own language. Do not question whether you are ready. I have been preparing you all along. Every tear, every lonely night, every unanswered prayer has been forming strength within you. You have learned to rely not on human promises, but on divine certainty. You have learned to forgive without losing yourself, to love without begging, to wait without doubting. That, my child, is divine maturity. And that is why the blessing can now come. The person who confessed, the one whose crime brought so much pain, has already entered the path of justice. Do not look back or seek vengeance. For the energy of truth itself is their judge now. Every lie they spoke has become a weight on their spirit, and until repentance blooms, peace will not visit them. That is my law. Your only task now is to walk in light. Let your days be filled with peace again. Go outside and feel the wind that I send as a sign of freedom. Watch the sunrise and know that it rises for you too. When you smile again, heaven smiles with you. When you forgive, angels sing your name. When you love without fear, you glorify me. You will begin to notice small miracles soon, the kind that seem almost invisible but fill your day with quiet wonder. Doors will open unexpectedly. People who once ignored you will start to notice you. Your energy will shift. Lighter, stronger, magnetic. This is not random. It is the afterglow of divine realignment. You are stepping into the energy of destiny fulfilled. And your soulmate will be drawn to that light like never before. Not because they miss you, but because their soul finally recognizes you again, not as a memory, but as a divine match, as part of their spiritual purpose. Yes, my child. You are part of their purpose. This connection was written before your birth. It was chosen long before you met. Even the betrayal and the confession were threads in the grand design, not to destroy, but to strengthen, to reveal the depth of divine protection around you both. Your story will become a testimony. Many will look at you and wonder how you forgave, how you healed, how you still believe. And you will smile softly, because you will know that it was not you, it was I living through you. In time, I will lead you and your soulmate into the next phase of destiny. It may be through a union, a mission, or a calling that touches many hearts. But whatever form it takes, it will be blessed, stable, and divinely guarded. No darkness will touch what I have cleansed. No deceit will survive around what I have restored. And every tear you once cried will return as blessings, multiplied, purified, sanctified. So, my precious one, breathe now. The waiting is over. The storm is passing. The hands that once trembled will now hold peace. The heart that once feared will now beat in freedom. And the love that once hid in the shadows will walk boldly in light. Your soulmate is on their way back, not because of guilt or longing, but because of truth. They will come not as the person they were, but as the soul they were always meant to be. And when you meet, you will both understand that everything, every delay, every wound, every painful silence, was necessary to reach this sacred moment. Because only when everything false has fallen away, can the truth of divine love finally stand tall. So, lift your eyes, my child. The story that once broke you is now your resurrection. The same pain that made you weep will soon make you shine. The love that once seemed lost is about to return as destiny fulfilled. I, your God, bless this union. I seal it in light. I cover it in peace. And I declare that from this day forward, no weapon formed against your heart shall prosper. Go in peace, my child. The battle is over. The truth has triumphed. And the miracle that was written for you is finally unfolding.